Once upon a time, in a bright, sunny meadow, there was a hardworking ant and a carefree grasshopper. The ant spent all her days working while the grasshopper spent his time singing and dancing. The ant worked very hard during the warm summer months. She would wake up early every morning and search for food. She carried grains, seeds, and small pieces of food to her home, a small hole in the ground. She worked from sunrise to sunset, making sure to collect enough food to last her through the cold winter. The grasshopper, however, had a very different idea. He spent all his time enjoying the sun, jumping around, and singing songs. He would laugh at the ant, who was always busy. "Why are you working so hard?" the grasshopper would ask. "It's such a beautiful day. There is plenty of food everywhere. You should relax and have fun like me." The ant would reply, "Winter is coming, and I need to prepare. I don't know how long the good weather will last. You should think about the future too." But the grasshopper didn't listen. "I'll worry about that later," he would say. "I'm enjoying today." As the days went by, the ant worked harder and harder while the grasshopper continued to sing and play. The ant did not stop to enjoy the weather, knowing that the cold winter months would come soon. She worked all day and into the night, storing as much food as possible. Then one day the cold winds arrived. The bright sun was no longer shining, and snow began to fall. The leaves turned brown, and the air became bitterly cold. The grasshopper was shocked. He had not prepared for the winter at all. His home was not warm and he had no food. He wandered through the snow feeling hungry and cold. He thought about the ant who had worked so hard all summer. The grasshopper remembered how he had laughed at her and how she had warned him to plan for the future. Now he was in trouble. After a long cold walk, the grasshopper finally reached the ant's home. He knocked on her door and said, "Please, Ant, can you help me? I have no food and no shelter. I didn't prepare for winter, and now I'm cold and hungry. Can you share some of your food with me?" The ant opened the door and looked at the grasshopper. She was warm inside her little house, surrounded by food she had carefully saved. She felt sorry for the grasshopper, but she said, "You didn't work in the summer. You spent your time playing and laughing at me. Now you're in trouble. I worked hard to prepare for this moment, and I cannot give you my food." The grasshopper looked down sadly. "I'm sorry, Ant. I didn't understand how important it was to work. I didn't think winter would come so quickly. Please just this once help me. I promise I will work hard next summer." The ant thought for a moment and said, "It is good that you have learned your lesson. But remember, it is not enough to regret what you have done. Next time, make sure you plan for the future. Only then will you be prepared when hard times come. The grasshopper nodded, understanding the ant's words. He left her home cold and hungry but wiser. He promised himself that next summer he would work as hard as the ant and always plan for the future. From that day on, the grasshopper never wasted another summer again. He worked hard, and when winter came he was ready. The end.